Hey guys, how's it going? It is December 4th, 2023. Yeah, closer than I thought. Well, I knew it was close, but believe me, I would be sounding much more enthusiastic, except I'm tired as hell. And I should be going to bed, but I'm tired yet excited, if that makes any sense. So, Railroader is coming earlier than we expected. So that's really good news. There was an announcement on the Discord earlier today that I'm not too sure exactly what happened. Something to do with Valve, which is the owners of Steam, and I guess what had happened, from what I understand, was they put the release date at December 7th, or expected December 7th, or something like that, or that was the way they were going to release it, and perhaps they were going to release it later. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was trying to understand Adam's post, but I really don't care because as long as it's coming earlier, I think that's a bonus. Um, they said that, that the downside of that, the only downside, and I say it's a minor downside, and you even mentioned it, is that it may not be as refined as it would have been. But these guys are doing updates constantly. They have been updating everything that's been mentioned or going on. I've seen very few bugs. I think I saw one yesterday when I think in Heiss's stream, but I'm not positive on that one. Or either it's a, I don't know what it was, but he couldn't cold or water. He added a new facility. I got a funny feeling there was more than one phase, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong in that. I could have swore I read that there was more than one phase, but then the facility popped up after he had purchased it because he went east as opposed to going. Most people have been taking the cheaper route and heading towards Bryson. But I think he was crazy and he decided to take massive loans out, and now he's in massive debt, and uh, it's hilarious. But, and the interest rates are crazy because it's like 10% every 5 days or some crazy thing like that. So I've heard some interesting things when you're in debt. I've heard rumors of equipment being removed from your roster to receivership. Of course, this is just hearsay, I guess, but I thought that was kind of funny when I heard that. Let's go to make sure I got all. I don't know why it defaults to all that chat. My bitrate is lower than recommended bit. This part concerns me about operating multiplayer. Now I'm not going to have to worry about multiplayer right away, and the big reason here is I've thought a lot about how I want to approach things. Let me just see if I can find a map real quick. I don't think there is one. I thought I saw one, but Railroader map. Let's see what we come up with here. Maps of railroads. No, that's not open railways. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm okay with that one. I was gonna go with this is the prototype, so it's gonna be a little different. So, or no, let's do Bryson City, and then I'll get my bearings. Nothing found. Really? I'll find it. I will find it. I will find it. Let's see here. Forgive me, I'm Canadian. North Carolina. Ba 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 ba. I'm used to seeing states and I'm not seeing them right now. I know this is New York. We're further down here. Richmond, Virginia. Okay. Chesterton. Okay, let's look for Charlotte here. Chesterton. There's Charlotte. Okay, Asheville. Okay, Asheville. There we go. There it is. I think that's it right there. There's the Murphy branch. Like I said, Canadian. I'm good at geography, so. So, what do we have? I don't think we have till Asheville. We have till something else. What is that? Well, that's Canton, which that big facility just closed in the prototype, I believe. So, I was actually down here on a March trip. Waynesville. Now, of course, this isn't model Dillsboro. Okay. Silva. Okay. So, the line is protolanced from Silva to... I don't know how far it goes. It doesn't go to Murphy. I know that. Ah, yeah, that's the old... That's where... this was a Transcon at one time. Because it would be connected to the L&N. But I'm not too sure how far west it goes, but that's not important because you're not going to get there anyways. So Whittier should be in here somewhere. Somewhere. Oh no, you got Governor's Island. There's Whittier. Okay. So right now you start off with the line that goes east of Whittier, or south or east or whatever, is owned by I want to say, man, am I tired? I am so tired that I can't think straight. The Class 1 Railroad owns up to just outside of Whittier. So the interchange, they serve an interchange somewhere in there. And you basically control Whittier to wherever I can find. I probably won't find the station name on here. Ella? Yeah, it's Ella. I remember it's Ella because here's the bridge right here. So there was a flood in 1940, I believe. I could be wrong. I know there was a flood, the Great Flood in 1940, but I heard that they did transcons back then to get around. So, but there was a flood in the early 20th century in the story mode of the sim that basically has this section wiped out, and it has ownership of Whittier down to hello, I said it, I had the name of it. It's not Dillsboro. Silva, yes, somewhere around here. And there's an interchange in the sim of Silva. It doesn't go all the way to Asheville. So there's an interchange that is available if you purchase from the Class 1 this section between here and Whittier, which I think is here. Yes. So you can purchase that. There's two ways of going about your expansion. You either go that way. Heist did it. It costs some money. It costs more money than it does to repair the bridge. To repair the bridge, it takes you 3 days, at least. It's 3 days or minimum 3 days to repair this bridge that's washed out. There's other things that are washed out further. If you repair this, it gets you Bryson, Governor's Island's probably that. Yeah, Governor's Island's over here somewhere. I don't know where Governor's Island is. Well, there's Governor's Island Road, so I guess it's something around here. And then there's some spurs that go off and something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember how it goes, but there's a big chunk. Bryson's got the biggest yard on the route. I think it's 5 to 6 tracks or something like that. And then it has access to a fair amount of industry. Most people are going this way. I have not seen in any of the streams yet, other than the bridge being repaired, I haven't really seen Bryson taken advantage of yet. I was hoping to see that tonight, but we're not quite there yet. The one stream I was following actually is very close to getting it done. I've actually seen one who has completed it, but unfortunately, he's got a life and he's got a career and he's got a job to take care of that is going to keep him busy for the next couple of weeks. But the good news is this will be in everybody's hands come Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's good news. Hey Bob, how's it going? As far as I was saying in my last stream, what that does for RTS, which I know RTS has always been for years, and I think I kind of started changing the branding, but I kept the initials. I wanted to keep the initials RTS because it's in the channel name, and most people are familiar with RTS. RTS was originally coined Railroad Transportation Simulator. It was actually coined that way before Run 8 came along. In fact, I've had it in my mind for well over the majority of my life. I'm 51 years old. So I had this, I remember at my grandmother's place in Welland. And I would come up with flow charts and all kinds of things because I was studying IT and I don't know if I was studying IT. I don't think I was. Yeah, she saw me graduate from college, so maybe I was. And I remember around that age, I was contemplating as a hobby to do my own train simulator at the time. That was kind of unheard of. Well, it wasn't unheard of. I mean, Microsoft Train Simulator had, I forget when the hell that came out. I guess that would put me at around the age of 20. So 30 years ago. Yeah, 1993. I don't know when Microsoft Train Simulator came out. I can't remember exactly, but I know back then I thought of some kind of online multiplayer type simulator, and I had a lot of what Run 8 had. So I kind of chose the name because when Run 8 came along, I knew from the beta team, and I knew as far as, and we're not talking, any secrets here because that was everything that was released. But I knew what it was going to be capable of at the time and what it wasn't. And one of the things it wasn't going to be capable of was building consists with waybills preset. Now we're talking version 1 here of Run 8. So I had the RTS server. I had that going. It was part of the beta test team would use it. and we would do our thing with it, and it was great. There was no AI back then. It was just the first route was the Mojave sub. I don't even know. Needles was later on, so it was just the Mojave sub, and we would run basically our trains, and we would run whatever industries were in place, which wasn't that much in Bakersfield at the time. And Mojave had, a few there. There wasn't really that many industries, if I recall. So it was a lot easier to manage. Barstow was there. The hump wasn't there right away. And so we used to use the old yard, if I recall, for switching. I think that's how it worked. I can't remember exactly. My memory may fail me. But once it released, I went on to continue to use Railroad Transportation Simulator because I was still writing software, and I was trying to write software that would work with Run 8. And we had the RTS beta. We had I've done some other RTS software as late as version 3 Run 8 that included using their AI system. Much smaller, of course, because by the time version 2 came along, a lot of the things that were part of the RTS beta were kind of, at that time, obsolete because they had their waybill system in there. Wasn't exactly how I would do it, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It was adequate. It did what it was supposed to do, and that's all that mattered. Up till off and on during my time with running sessions with Run 8, I basically felt that there was more out there that we hadn't really gotten. I mean, Run 8 did a great job, and I have no hard feelings or anything like that to Run 8. I mean, we've had issues in the past between myself and some of the with the ownership, etc. But those things are water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned. As recently as the release in Pennsylvania, I purchased it. Wasn't going to right away, but my son was excited about it because he knew the area well, and we figured we can go ahead and do it. So, still, at that point, I knew Railroader was around, and I knew at some point, whether I still ran Run 8 or not, Railroader was something I was going to do. And Railroader, all I knew about was it was a short line operation. The graphics were pretty good, and it involved switching. Well, right away, when it's involved switching, that kind of doesn't scare me because I love switching. I love operations, but it kind of, I was afraid that I would have to do things to keep it going. And there would be times where I may not want to. Of course, it had multiplayer, so once again, we're in a situation, but we were in a much more comfortable situation. Then Railroader had announced that they were expanding the area, and I thought, oh, here we go. They're gonna they're gonna expand. But then I realized, well, how far are they gonna expand anyways? Because as far as I could tell, they could only go as far as Murphy to the west if they did, and as far as Asheville to the east. And there really wasn't too much unless they wanted to use, Proto Lance or whatever. And it's like, I saw the end of it was crazy. I was watching Heiss's stream last night, and he has a simulator called Century of Rail that looks very interesting. A lot of features that are really interesting to me. Something I'm certainly going to keep on my radar, but I'm not really a Steam guy, nor am I a narrow gauge guy. I'm not a Steam guy at all. Yet I open myself up to open rails, no pun intended. Um, I was into that. I felt it was revolutionary at the time because you were able to build your own track and do, you know, things, although you were restricted. Well, it turns out Century of Steam, by the looks of it, you could start building cuts and all kinds of things. And I knew that technically, Heiss, who has real world experience working with steam engines, and he's with people who work, who are very. I don't know how much qualifications they have, but they seem to be very qualified in knowing what the heck they're talking about. So, from a prototype train simulator, it sounded really interesting. But yeah, I was watching him last night, and he from a prototype standpoint, it's not what he expected. But from a railroad operations standpoint, it's a lot of fun, he said. And that leaves me back to the old thing of what is a train simulator and what is a railroad simulator. Right now, Run 8 is still the best train simulator on the planet. Railroads Online is not going. Railroads Online. Sorry, I get Railroads Online and Railroader confused, just because the name is so close. Railroader is there's massive comparisons between Railroader and Run 8. I've already seen that, and you can see why somebody like myself would be interested in that, at least from that standpoint alone. It also ticks a box for me because it's a smaller region, something I've always wanted to see in Run 8. You can run, and we're not talking expand, like we're talking full expansion, you expand every part of it. And I expected that to be available right from the beginning. But then they put a story mode into it, and they give you purpose, and they give you decisions, and you can expand to wherever you want. You can do a lot of that with Run 8, but the difference is you're not dealing so much with bridge traffic, you're dealing with your own traffic and just dealing with the interchange, because it's in essence a short line. Yes, it has the capability of doing bridge traffic between the western end and the eastern end, so you have the L&N to the west and you have the southern to the east, and you had that potential for bridge traffic over it, but you don't have. It's not technically a bridge line because it's really not trains that are running over your line per se. So you don't have other mainline trains from Southern or whatever. The only potential for that to happen is if for trackage rights, if they had a detour because of a great flood of 1940 or whatever, is from what I heard. It acted as a transcontinental for a while, or maybe it was the original part of the original transcontinental. I don't know. Hey Bill, how's it going? So a lot of boxes were ticked off. Now I was watching Heiss, and he decided to go the east way, and he went into he took on a lot of debt to do it. But my God, I mean, other than being how would you say, somewhat destructive, or operating as quick as he possibly could, in I think a 2-hour stream, he was able to switch that whole section, and there's a lot of more industries off to the east. It's spread out more. He was running 3 different trains with AI controls, And I was surprised that there was any AI at all. And then I started hearing that there was some AI things like conductor type things where you'd be the conductor and you would tell the AI to come back so far, etc. And I love that because we've never really had a simulator where you're the conductor. Sure, you can jump out of a cab and say a run 8 and operate the throttle, but that's not being a full conductor. That's basically say you're still running the train. You just got a different view. Well, here you can be the conductor if you want to, which is very appealing to me because there's times where I just don't want to switch. But yet, if I can give the AI engineer instructions on how far he's got to go and what he has to hook up to, and just basically grab a ladder, let him figure out everything that's ahead of him as far as speed limits and controlling the train, especially steam. I was a little concerned about that, although steam's somewhat simplified more than the prototype from what I understand, or at least it's not built that far yet. That just it's just so appealing to me. So we are now less than 3 days away. Basically by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, go to work, and get home, by the time I get home, it's going to be less than 2 days. And I probably will be putting up a Discord, the RTS Discord back up tomorrow. I'm probably going to advertise at least the fact that the server is up and the Discord is up. After that, it remains to be seen what exactly is going to happen. I have said that 2024, I would probably put the multiplayer server up. I was talking to Emmett tonight a lot about this and what he, some of his ideas, and we bounce them back off our heads. And he was saying that it sounds as though you're only going to have a select few people running with you. So there are a couple people, that I know of that will definitely be interested in running, as far as I know, who would be getting the simulator, that are longtime RTS supporters. So they're going to get first shot. Anybody else, I mean, it's just, I put it this way, it's not going to be open to membership. It's going to be basically an invite. And right now there's a handful of people who will be invited to operate, but it won't be right away because there won't be enough work to do right away, and there won't be enough trains to do. Right when you start out, you have one engine that's derailed that needs to be serviced, and that's the other thing of this. I mean, the service. The buildings are not just there for the fact that they're a service building and they give you fuel or something. They literally will repair they repair your trains. And the derails are simplified. The re-railing is simplified. It's not a derail re-rail simulator. But what it does is you pay not only in money to repair engines and cars that you are rough with, or get derailed because you're going too fast or smashing into things, you will pay, but you also pay in reputation, which affects how many people are willing to ship with you. You pay in damages to the goods that are on the cars. That just is so appealing to me. I don't remember anything. This is why I can't stop thinking about this. Even before I heard the release was bumped up later this afternoon, I think it was, when I was at work, I was already thinking about it all morning. And at that point, we were still at least 12 days away. And At 10 o'clock, I had no more live stream content. And I was just like, I'm suffering withdrawal symptoms. I'm that addicted. I don't know if that's a disease or something, but maybe be what it is. It's kind of a cool feeling. Um, it's not affecting my life. I wouldn't say. It was just one of those things where even some of the things that I enjoyed doing about a week or two ago, as far as baseball simulator or whatever the heck it is, I just didn't care. All I care about is this. And this isn't the flavor of the month. This isn't the flavor of the year. This isn't something that I'm going to try and, give up in a few months or whatever. I don't see how this is going to take. Um, I mean, you never know with me, but I mean, unless something has really changed with me where I really don't care about trains as much as I used to, I don't think that's the case. I mean, to some extent, yeah, it is, because I don't follow the prototype as much as I used to. But we still do. But I believe in my heart of hearts that this is a rebirth of the love of the hobby of simulating trains on a PC. And I'm looking forward. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm ready. I think the first big decision I have is how am I going to operate that first day. So the tutorial is 90 minutes, at least it is in the version that's out there with the live streamers right now. That things are going to change too between that version and this release. I don't know by how much, maybe nothing at all. I have no idea. I could care less. I'll just take whatever they got and run with it, and they can add whatever they want down the road. They can add whatever nice looking engines and cars and all that other stuff. It has everything you need right out of the box, and it basically works right out of the box. I've seen it with every stream I've seen. Even whether the streamers are serious, whether they're looking at it and thinking, oh, this is kind of cool, or others that are looking at it thinking, man, this isn't like a real steam engine, blah blah blah. But I mean, you can put a list of the people who've streamed and the people and those little comments right there, and you could probably associate the name to everybody on this. But I do appreciate whether every single one of these streamers who have been able to share this the past week. Thought it was going to be 2 weeks, but it turns out it's going to be just over. Actually, no, it's not even going to be a full week, because it's going to be 6 days from when I first started seeing the latest live streams, and I mean, I saw streams earlier before where some of the testers would actually start streaming, and there'd be announcements from early on, and that was kind of cool. But this takes you into all these streamers have gone right from the very beginning phases, and there's two decisions. Well, there's many ways you can do. You can just run the you don't even have to expand if you don't want it. You can just basically serve the industries you want. Even for me, that would be kind of boring. I was just like, no, I don't want to serve like 5 industries and go up to a logging camp and interchange 10 cars a day or whatever. But you can, if you don't have that much time and you just want to get your fix, and you still like, you're still into other things. I will expand. I will likely expand both west and east at least. And Bryson is probably going to be the first expansion, is what I'm thinking. I'm also thinking of that tutorial, which I've seen basically on pretty much every streamer who's received a key and has done it. I'm thinking, originally I wasn't going to. My son was the one that suggested that you want to get to Bryson, because that's where all the a lot of the industries are, and they're much closer, and more compact, and there's a bigger yard there and facilities and all that. And I tend to agree, because you've got over here. I mean, you can get a facility at Dillsboro, which is just outside of Silva. Um, but as far as turning facilities, I think Dillsboro is the optional one you can buy later on, but it doesn't come with it right away, so that means that's more money. I'm looking at passenger service as well, which of course you can run backwards and forwards. There's no rule that says you can't run a train backwards. Maybe there is in the prototype, but at night there's not enough lighting to see behind you. You can put the marker lights on, but that's not really it. Where am I looking at here? I'm going to be going to bed very shortly, because my brain's not working. I'm looking at all these lines. Oh, yeah. Duh. I'm used to other maps where I'm looking for the black line. It's like, I'm thinking this is a highway, and I'm thinking, no, this is the line, dummy. Okay. So, where is it? That was right here. That's Thomas Valley. Okay, that's Bryson. Dillsboro. I'm going way too far. It's got to be up here somewhere. That's okay. That's Ella. There it is, right here. Whittier. So there's a Y at Whittier that goes off to a logging camp or whatever. So right now you have a passenger station at Whittier, and you have a small flag stop at Ella. Once you open up this one, you can go all the way to Bryson, and then there's a turning. You're able to turn your engine if you so desire, to keep the engine facing the right way with your passenger equipment. I don't think there's a Y up here. There might be at some point, not sure. Yeah, you got a turntable, which may or may not be at the exact same position. I think it is, actually, because at least one other industry that's in the area is at the exact same position we expect. We've actually been here. It looks very similar, actually. So yeah, you got the turntable at Bryson. I don't know where the passenger station's right down, yeah, right here. Yeah, the Bryson City Depot right here. And the yard is over here somewhere, I think. Or here. Maybe it's here. I don't know. Something like that. This map isn't the greatest. And the other ones probably wouldn't do anything, because all the tracks are pretty much gone now, other than the main lines and some of the industries. I think the turntable, I don't know if the turntable's still there. I guess it is, if it's showing up here. Do I have any other owner change? That's interesting. So yeah, you got the turntable, you got a service facility here, you got the passenger station, so you run the train in, and then you can have the passenger either at the team track or whatever, hold him off there, turn it for the night, or get ready for the next run or whatever, and then you'll make a little bit more money that way. You won't make as much money for a fare, because the fares, you get more money the further distance you go. So I suppose I don't know. I think it looks like it's longer going east than it is going west. Yeah, not really. So it comes to here, and then Bryson takes you. It's not really that much. You get more industry and stuff like that. Plus, you got your turning facility at wrong one. Whittier, and I think Governor's Island's just is just a siding, but there might be a flag stop there too. I'm not positive. Considering Silva's got one, I don't see why it wouldn't, but who knows. And I don't think you have anything else available, but I'm not sure about that. Anyways, it's 11:12 and I'm rambling again. So I think the plan's going to be right now is tomorrow I'm going to get the Discord up. I'm going to put it there. I'm not going to put too much more information on it. It's going to be pretty basic at first, but it will go up sometime tomorrow, I'm hoping. Maybe tomorrow night at this time. And if I'm not too preoccupied with any other streams that come on. And I'm going to fast track Bryson. Originally, I was thinking to myself, well, yeah, but I want to get all that money in between Ella and Whittier, which is nothing because it's only $1 a fare, and you get 60 passengers per passenger car. You start off with car. These cars they cost you a pretty good investment, so you're making $1 a passenger per run, and yeah, you could probably. I think there's too many passengers too. Right now, the balance there seems to be a few too many passengers, but it's an excellent way to make money in the long run if you keep running it. The way the interchanges work, you can also have your contracts with the various industries. You can sign a level 1 contract, and they expect to have this many cars per day or week or something like that. And you can sign whatever level you want to agree to service. So everything but the team tracks, I think. The team tracks will randomly add more cars for the team tracks for each location that you serve, so that anybody who wants to ship to a certain city and has either a drop off or a pickup can actually use the team tracks. Which is kind of cool because it gives you your randomization. Plus, I think the contracts, they vary a little bit as to how many cars you get. I've already seen a lot of random variation to it, which is really cool. Because for me, seeing that random variation actually means that not everything's going to go the same way. And it keeps the longevity of things. It keeps it interesting. But the further you expand, the more variables of that randomness will come into play, and repairs or whatever else is going on with the railroad, you got to manage it properly and all that other stuff. So there's a lot involved in this simulation. It's just it's absolutely crazy. But hey, how's it going? So if you haven't already, Commander, I know, it's definitely been a while. Commander and I, we ran with Railroads Online. So I've already talked to, by the way, Commander, I've already talked to, or at least I reached out. Oh, Jesus. My brain's not with it right now. Oh, geez. What does he go by? He's got some goofy name that he goes by, and I can't think of his name, but at the moment. But I already reached out to him. Oh. Anyways, whatever. Main guy that we used to. Oh, you're getting railroader? Right on. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have some openings. And since we've run together before, I'm trying to think of, his name's just not coming to my head right now. Do I want to open Discord up? Nah, I don't want to do that. But he has some weird name. His alias is throwing me because that's what's trying to make me remember his alias, and I can't. And his first name's not coming to my head. And I just chatted with him the other night. Oh, anyways. I feel bad. I'm sorry. I'm 51 now. My brain is not working right. It's too much medication. But anyways, I reached out, but he's too busy. He doesn't go with he doesn't do games anymore. So Bob, yes. Oh, Bob Loblaw. That's it. I knew some weird. He had some weird name. That's it. Thanks, Commander. Yeah, Bob. I reached out to him, but he's not into video games for some reason right now. Has other priorities or whatever. So, um, which I think changed not that long ago because a while back he was talking about doing some stuff with Run 8 with me. But Run 8, I have kind of, it just fizzled. So yeah, I'll see. Like I said, I don't think I don't think the live stream. Sorry, the live stream. I don't think a server is going up right away. I'm hoping by sometime in early 2024, because it will take a while, and there's only two engines, and it takes a while to develop the income and the funds to purchase that next engine and to expand your territory. But there is a dispatcher office in Bryson, which I'm looking forward to. There is an awesome CTC panel. I am definitely looking forward to that. I look forward to dispatching. That is something that really interests me, especially a genuine union switch and signal, a union switch and signal dispatch board. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So yeah, we're definitely going to. I'm going to open it up for invitations and people who've run with me for the past, and if we need others, then we'll open it up just like we used to. And I think we had extra people that used to come on with us with Railroads Online. And from what I understand, unlike Railroads Online, which was kind of disheartening because I heard the client experience was really bad. I heard it's gotten better. This really, to me, this just basically nails it for me. For all the features that's coming with it, and there's a lot of streams out there right now that popped up in the last week. So there's a lot of content if you haven't seen them already. So, but anyways, that's it for now. I'm way past my bedtime, and I should go to bed. And I don't know why I'm up, but I am. So I'm going to bed now, and we're just what is it, 2 more sleeps or whatever. I uninstalled Railroads Online between this and Century of Steam coming. Exactly. Yeah. And Railroads Online, to be honest, they had other than the cheesy video that came up on Steam trying to promote it, and some guy has some Western accent or something. It was just so cheesy. But Railroads Online, look, the second map I actually ran a few weeks ago in single player, and Emmett and I were kind of interested in that for a little bit, and we played around with that, but we didn't really get back into it. It didn't keep our interest because it's got a lot of good stuff into it, but then it's just other stuff. It's just like, well, what's the point? But no, there's a lot more thought that's in Railroader and Century of Steam. I was watching Heist had a key for Railroader, and he's an interesting guy. I like Heist, but he's his commentary on the. I mean, he has a different take on what Railroader is and isn't. So, but that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I got tired of that as well too. So, anyways, that's all for now. I should get to sleep, and just gets a little closer to a couple more work days, and I'll be coming home and installing it. So about 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, I will be live. I will be live streaming if all goes well and Steam hasn't crashed and everything works. And yeah, keep in touch and check out the stream on Thursday. Well, yeah, you'll be busy doing it. If you're like me, you're gonna be. A lot of people are gonna be busy with it. It's just gonna be. Most people who are gonna get it are gonna basically be doing it. So, my Discord will be up. I will put an announcement on the Discord for Railroader because they opened up a section for that. So, I need to get my Discord back up. I just took it down about a month or so ago, so now I got to put it back up. Anyways, yeah, nice chatting with you guys, and Bill, Bob, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one, guys. We'll talk to you later. Take care.